This is what we're going to talk about today, the color wheel. Color wheel for facial correcting, for helping out spots on our face, areas of our face that are not our natural skin tone that we want to de-emphasize, I guess is the word I want to say. We're not so much covering them up, but we're going to balance them out with the color and science. So let me introduce myself. My name is Barb Taylor. I'm 60 years old and I'm a Seint makeup artist. As we mature in age, we develop these things on our face that we're a little uncomfortable with, takes away some of our confidence. And younger gals, you have this too, so this is a good video for you. So if you're interested in how to color correct, I'm going to give you some specific colors, some specific tips, brushes from my company, Seint Cosmetics, that will help you get a handle on those issues. So my face right now, I don't have a lot of heavy color correcting that I need to take care of, but I'm going to use my face to demonstrate some of those techniques for you. The face that I have right now, the face that I was born with and have matured into, if I just wear my normal Seint Cream cosmetic line, I can cover the majority of my issues without having to do color correcting. There are times where my under eye circles are a little bit heavier than others, or I have a bigger blemish than maybe right here, what I have on my nose, that I want to color correct. So I do color correct, but if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of color correcting issues, this main system will correct your colors. But if you want to go a little bit deeper into that, or here's another idea. If you're someone who wants to use minimal makeup, by color correcting first, you're going to disguise, you're going to block out those colors on your face that you don't want to show. And then the makeup that you use with that will just be minimal because you don't have a whole bunch of areas that you have to cover up now. So let's go from there. So first of all, let's talk about the color wheel. The color wheel is made up of the colors of the rainbow. And in order to cancel out and correct colors, we need to go opposite. We're going to go complementary. For example, my under eye circles are a bluish color. Down here, here's the blue. If I want to color correct those, I'm going to use an orange color. So let's start there. So orange color. We have demi products that we can use to color correct with, and they come in little squares like this. They're highly pigmented. These colors, though, are mostly for ladies with fair to medium skin tones. Mainly our fair skin ladies are going to get the best benefit out of this. If you are medium to darker toned skin tone, then we're going to stick with our contours, our highlights, and even some of our lip and cheek colors to color correct. So blue under eye circles, I'm going to color correct with an orange. So this right here is Mango. Mango is one of our main highlights. This is the color that some ladies would use all over their face. And I can wear Mango too occasionally as my main highlight. But this one is great for color correcting. It has an orangish base to it. It looks kind of yellow on the screen there, but it is an orangish base. And when you color correct, you do not want to put the color over a huge area unless you have like rosacea or something like that where you have a large area to color correct, but only place that color on the color itself. So you're going to want to have the right tools. Seint has a variety of brushes, anything with small applicator tips. That's what you want to have. So a really good brush to have, I would say my #1 pick for color correcting is our spot brush, because it has a very fine tip here to get to tight spots, and then you can blend it out a little bit with the softer side. So that's a great brush. Our smudge brush is a little bit bigger and broader, so if you have larger areas, that's great. This next one is the bright brush. This one's very similar to our spot brush, except it's a little bit wider tip here, but the bright brush, the spot brush, the smudge brush are all going to be great. and even an eyeshadow brush, just because it has a smaller tip is going to help you with your color correcting. And then I would also invest in our blush and bronzer brush. So this is for the ladies who have larger areas of discoloration. So if you have a lot of rosacea, you're going to want something a little bit bigger to do the color correcting with. My blue under eye circles, which I'm going to use orange. Sometimes when I'm being lazy or I'm in a rush, I'll take the color with my finger and I'll just tap it in all over, because I'm going to go over it with my main shade anyway. But if you want to color correct and just use minimal makeup, and it's a color that is not going to look good on your face in a large area, we want to make sure that we're very specific with where we put it. So here's Mango, which has an orange base to it. This is a highlight. I'm just going to go in and cover just where that blueness is. And I have a little bit right in here. I'm just going to tap then into place. I've only covered where the color correction needs to go. Now in the past, when we've had these under eye shadows and under eye discolorations, we've taken a brightener and we've gone all over underneath. A brightener though is not our normal skin tone, and the brighter colors are going to attract light and draw more attention to that area. So you want to spot correct just where you need that correction. So Mango and no correction over here. You can see the difference. But this is a highlight called Sunlit. Now, not many ladies will wear Sunlit as their all over color for their main shade, but Sunlit is often used as a brightener for some ladies, just down the center of the face and the inner and outer corner of the eyes. But Sunlit has a yellow base to it, so Sunlit is going to disguise purple. So let's say that this under eye circle here was more of a purple rather than a blue. I could still get away with using a little bit of Sunlit in there. And once again, I'm going to use my spot brush so I can get in and just go into the purple itself and then tap it in. You only want to put the color on the spot that needs correcting. So now as you can see a difference here, I needed an orange base, not so much a yellow base. So you can see this one is much more natural looking than using the Sunlit over here, but I wanted to give you an idea of how this works. So yellow cancels out purple, and this one is called Sunlit. Okay, let's talk about reddish and orange colors on your face. I do not have a lot of reddish and orange discoloration, but if you have a lot of redness, a lot of ladies have a lot of redness on their cheeks. I have a little bit of redness around my nasal area here. Some people have redness on their chin. Just depending on where your redness is, reddish, orangish color, we can use two colors right here to color correct. So this one is called, this is Aspen. Aspen is one of our contour colors. Now Aspen is very, very light. This is the lightest contour we have. Because it's color correcting red, it has a bit of a greenish underbase tint to it. And then this color right here is June. It looks kind of yellow in there. June is one of our highlight colors, and June has a greenish base to it too. So anything that has a greenish base to it is going to color correct the redness. If you have some red spots due to acne, then you're going to want to pick up a greenish tint to color correct. And so I have a little spot here on my nose. I'm just going to go in, I'm going to tap in just on that red spot just to color correct it and take out some of that redness from there. I have another little acne spot right here you can see on my cheek. I'm going to tap in and just cover that red spot and then press it in. Make sure it gets covered up. And that's really the only smaller redness areas I have. I do tend some days to have a little more redness in here than I do normally, than I do today. So this is where I might want to pick up my blush and bronzer brush because it's a larger area. I'm going to go into our contour color called Aspen. I'm going to tap into Aspen and I'm just going to tap in. I'll just do one side here. flip it over, pick up a little bit more, and just tap in where I have that extra redness. And Aspen's going to help color correct that redness. And then when I put on my main shade, I won't have nearly as much that I need to put on over the top because I've already color corrected the redness. Now, I don't have a whole lot of redness there, so you're not going to see as much of a difference as if someone had, for example, rosacea. But I'm just going to tap that in, and you can see a little bit of a difference right in here compared to the redness that I have right in here. So if you have redness on your face, you're either going to go with June, which is a highlight, or Aspen, which is one of our contours. Let's go on to the next color. Okay, let's continue on with colors. What if you have some yellow on your face, some yellow that needs to be color correcting? I have a bit of yellow for some reason right here on both of my high cheek areas. My main shade will cover that up. But if yours is more intense, you want to color correct before you put on your main shade so that you don't have to wear as much. This is a color called Plum. This is one of our lip and cheek colors. Because this is yellow, then we want to counter that with a purple color, direct opposite the color wheel. This is where I'd want to use my blush and bronzer brush because I just want a light amount, and I'm just going to tap in a little bit of Plum on where that yellow is, so that when I now put on my main shade, I only have to use a minimal amount. The last thing I want to talk about here for color correcting are your age spots. Now, most often when you put on your main shade, it's going to cover the majority of your age spots. But if your age spots are very dark and very intense, what is the underlying color of those age spots? And we want to say they're brown. And yes, they are brown, but there is a underbase of that brown that is most likely going to be a green base. So your age spots, yes, are brown, but they have a green base to them. And if we go to the color wheel and we go opposite the greenish, we're going to find a red, right? Red can be a little intense. And for fair to medium skin tone ladies, we're going to tone that down a bit and go back to orange. So remember, I used orange over my blue. Blue and green are right next to each other on the color wheel, and we go opposite that, it's the orange and the red. So let's go back to our mango. Mango is a main shade highlight. A lot of ladies use this all over their face because it best matches their skin tone. But if you just want to color correct some age spots, mango might be your answer. So I just tap into mango and I go into where those spots are, and I'm just going to tap directly over the spot, only covering the actual age spot. And then I can take the fluffy end of my brush and just blend out the edges a little bit. And you'll find that depending on your skin tone, you may not need to wear much other makeup after you've color corrected, because everything will be blended out. It's another spot right there, and look real smooth. So color correcting is a great answer for those of you who have some intense color discolorations, so you don't have to wear nearly as much makeup over the top. Okay, ladies, once you have your color correcting completed, whether it's just your under eyes, whether it's some age spots, whether it's a little bit of melasma, you're going to go back in now to your main compact and apply your three-dimensional cream foundation. Make sure you apply it lightly. You really don't need a whole lot because you've already color corrected those issues, whether it's under eye circles, age spots, melasma, rosacea, whatever it is, we're going to get you covered with color correcting. Maybe if you just want to be really minimal with your makeup after you've color corrected, just go in and pick up some bronzer and do a light layer of bronzer all over your face with maybe a little bit of lip and cheek color to finish off. Either way, you're going to look absolutely gorgeous. If you'd like any help at all or more information about Seint Cream Cosmetics, all-in-one compact makeup, just give me a comment down below. Say, color match, and I will be in touch with you to get you the information you need so I can help you pick out your correct colors. Everything is done individually, and then you select a palette and you put into your palette those colors that you are going to use. If you have any questions about the system, ask them down in the comments. I will answer those questions for you, and those are questions that other people probably want to know as well. So once again, my name is Barb Taylor. I'm 60 years old, and I am your Seint makeup artist. Keep following for makeup tips and tricks, and have a great day, everyone.